After spending 6 years in the Elizabethan doghouse, Drake must have been surprised to be called before the Queen. But, with things taking a turn for the worst in her secret war against Spain, Elizabeth decided she may as well unleash the Drakester. Sir John Hawkins was an old friend and associate of Drake's, and he was to be Drake's partner in this grand return to the pirating arena. Hawkins had made his fortune in the African slave trade, so he was no stranger to human cruelty. The name of the first slave ship he captained was Jesus, if you can believe that. In 1595, Drake laid out his plan to Hawkins and all the other captains of the expedition. His idea was to first sail down to the Canary Islands and attack the island of Las Palmas. Then, after stocking up on booty and supplies, they would sail westwards to the Caribbean and then finally Panama. But Hawkins would have none of this. He hated the idea of attacking the Canary Islands, saying it would be a dangerous distraction from the main purpose of the mission, to attack Panama. But Drake silenced this objection by claiming they could take Las Palmas and have the colony ransomed while spending no more than 4 days in the Canary Islands. So without further ado, and with only 28 ships being given to them this time, in comparison to the 130 they had during the English counter-armada, they all sailed off to their destiny, for better or worse. The English attack plan was to split their forces in two. While the main force would attack Santa Ana to create cover fire for the landing party. The first half would attack the castle at Santa Catalina as a distraction. Now, there's an old saying attributed to Helwunk von Moltke that states, "No plan will survive contact with the enemy." And as we shall see in this next video series, The Last Days of Sir Francis Drake, this saying could apply to him so seamlessly that it may as well have been written for him. 2 days prior to the invasion, the expedition made its first of many incomprehensible mistakes. While reconnoitering the coast of Santa Catalina, the English set up buoys to mark the shallows near the coast. They were easily spotted by Spanish spyglasses. This let the Spanish know that the English were in the area and even which beaches they had plans for. And soon after, the locals simply rowed out and removed the buoys. The island's governor, Alonso de Avellano, mustered up the city's defenses, so by the time the English arrived, the cannons were waiting for them. At Santa Catalina, because the buoys were removed, the English could only bring their ships in a few at a time and carefully maneuver around the shallows before attacking the harbor. But despite having only a limited number of cannons, the Spaniards still managed to fight off every English ship. Over at Santa Ana, the English warships did what they could to protect the flotilla of launches carrying the invasion party to the shore, but a few were still blown out of the harbor. The English that made it to the shore had to endure a gauntlet of musket balls. Their first assault nearly made it to the city walls, but not quite. After regathering near the shore, they made a second attempt. But this time, they only made it about half as far. The assault was a complete failure. The survivors scrambled right back to the boats and evacuated the shore. By the time it was all over, 4 of the 15 English warships sent in were severely damaged. The famous Spanish playwright Lope de Vega wrote a play about the brave defense of Las Palmas. A few more days of loitering off the coast and the squabbles of his generals convinced Drake that the game wasn't worth the candle, and he decided to call off the invasion. As it turned out, Drake was right about one thing, only not in the way he hoped. The English were in the Canary Islands for only a few days, but they not only accomplished nothing, they also made things worse for the entire expedition, and I mean much, much worse. Before leaving, the English decided to sail down to the southern end of the island to try and stock up on water. But Drake's entire landing party was captured. And as prisoners to the Spaniards in the Canary Islands, the Englishmen decided to, well, sing like canaries. They told the Spanish everything, the destination and objectives of the entire expedition. So fast, Spanish ships were sent off ahead of Drake to warn the Caribbean and Panama that a band of Nimrod English pirates were on their way.